Yeah, like I just need to get one more. I need one black and white hat, and I'm straight. I'm straight. Wow, the slander is already starting. By the way, shout out to those who are in the YouTube audience already. We just gonna throw a couple of, Mickey Facts in the building. Shout out Mickey. Shout out 97 in the building.
Yo, what is the drinking game for it though? That was just a hilarious idea.
Roy says, are we drinking every time he says I'm that nice? And then Marv says, I don't have that much booze, Roy. Yo, shout out to everybody already in the chat, man. First of all, let's get the standard intro out the way. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this and you're tuned into the Only Sports Podcast with Brains and Bars. It's a black and white thing featuring A1 and A Ward. Please remember, you can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. Wherever you find a good podcast, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars, check out all the content. We have over 100 episodes. We have been doing this show sporadically for about 6 years. We have been a lot more consistent over the last year or two.
I thought it would have been like 8 years.
It might be 8, bro. I don't know. It might be 8. But yeah, so you can check out every episode there. You can check us out on socials at Brains and Bar, excuse me. That is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Yeah, you can check us out at all those spaces and all those places. And as you can see, I have the man of the hour in the building with me, A Ward. Mr. God is good. What's going on, man?
Is this a level of like narcissism, like just watching and commenting on your own documentary and like inviting everybody to watch me? Like is this a battle rap angle gonna be like,
Listen, man, one of the best lyrics of all time is from Kanye West when he said it's hard to be humble when you stunting on that Jumbotron. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to be humble when you stunting on that Jumbotron. So, I think it is dope to have people who want to come and watch and, celebrate what has been your career so far. Shout out to Mama Ward in the building.
Celebrate my accomplishments in this consciousness.
Happy belated birthday, by the way, too, Mama Ward. Shout out to Bay in the building. No, we have not watched it yet. We about to watch it. We about to watch it together. So without further ado, first of all, let's give a proper intro here. Shout out to Rap Redux. Yeah. They have done some retrospectives, on battle rappers. I think they've done one on Twerk. I think they got one on Hitman Holla on their page. So make sure Shuni and Fair.
Yeah.
I think it was Shuni and Fair.
They got Big K, The Dog Strikes Again. They got, I've seen that one too.
So again, if this is your first time checking out their channel, make sure you go subscribe, watch their content there. They have some dope retrospectives, man. And so again, shout out to all the people in the building, man. This comment, sit back and enjoy these flowers, Ward. You're one of the greatest, and rap is next level with this. Before we get started, we're going to get into it. I do want to talk about really quickly. Shout out to Black Ice Cartel. Yeah. They just had their event this past weekend. No Order. It was the Cage, their second time this year of having the Cage battles, cage matches, however you want to put it. I know you kind of gave a recap. Shout out to 3 Letter Man, PSA Reloaded. Go check out the interview with A Ward there as well. But just for those who may not have seen that interview, give us your kind of quick recap of the event and what it was like to battle in that cage versus, one of the GOATs in the game, one of the legends in the game, Mount Rushmore status, Hollow to Don.
Yeah, no, it was great, man. From YouTube, the cage looks way bigger. You know what I mean? So like when you get there, like it's really enough for like maybe 3 people to stand in there and move around just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you get there and you see the cage and see how it's all set up, it instantly gets you to hype. Like a lot of times when you battle a lot, you go to different leagues and you're like, all right, we're battling on stage or we're battling on the floor or whatever. Like, that extra, like, I just imagine it as like SEC championship. You're in a tunnel, you're in a different stadium. You see like, whatever. You're just kind of like, oh, this is not what I'm doing. So like the cage, like immediately when I get there, I'm like, yo, I can't wait. Now being the main event, I had to wait 7 hours exactly. And a lot of great battles. Black Ice Cartel, great business. But I think me and Hollow had the battle of the night, best battle of the night, back and forth. I thought I performed everything I wrote very well. Rebuttals were hitting. Hollow was in hollow form in his first round, and then a few different times too. He had different pockets in his second and third where he had good stuff, and I thought I won the battle clearly, and I thought I had a great performance. So overall, really, really good weekend. Excited for y'all to see it. Go to Rap Grid, buy the VOD. Look, Rum Nitty, Fonz, Bankhead, Rum Nitty battled, Killer B. Fonz battled Catboy Hurt. JC battled Showstopper. Bankhead and Mike P. Vixen 40 bars. Like it's $35, and there's a lot of quality battle rap on that card. So make sure y'all grab it.
For sure. I have watched all the battles because I mean, listen, let me just say this. Dear leagues, I got love for y'all. I got respect for y'all. But y'all got to stop putting these events on football Sunday. Y'all, we got to find a different day than the NFL Sunday to put these things on, because I'm not watching. I'm watching, especially when these battles start. When I'm a Niners fan, when the Niners are playing, I'm locked in on that. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, your event came up at a perfect time for me. I was able to watch it. I think it was like 8:30 somewhere in there. So I was able to watch it in its first full setting on the pay-per-view live. Like I said, I went back and watched them all, except for Vixen and 40 and Killer B and Nitty. Okay. Some JC and Showstopper dope back and forth. I thought Catboy Hurt, his third round was really good versus Fonz. Fonz was wigging. So again, like he said, dope battles. So go to rapgrid.com. It's at the top. It's one of the top banners on the site. Go check out Black Ice Cartel. No order. The Cage the second time. Dope. All right. So without further ado, let's get into this.
So we preface it, Rap Redux, they didn't reach out to me at all. Like, I didn't even know this was happening until like 3 days ago. And he reached out, and he's like, "Hey, Ward, I put together this, it's an hour long, man." He put a lot of hard work into the edits and just, the research and stuff like that. And like, I'm so appreciative, to have somebody like, take a dive into my career, there might be some things on here, like that even I didn't know. Shoot, so I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, and so they put this in the comments. Make sure to pause and give more insight and/or context when needed. So we will try to make sure we do that.
I haven't seen it before either. It's a live watch. I've never seen it.
Right. This is a world premiere, man. Like this takes us back to like the days of MTV, and you got the new Michael Jackson Jones just hit the streets. We about to watch it for the first time. So let's get into it. All right, so add that to the stage. Here we go.
Yeah, we can't feature all the battles. That'd be 2 hours long.
we need a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
Let me say, I love that they have leagues. I love that they have leagues listed on here.
Yeah, not just like battle. They do a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lots brands in the building.
In the past decade, countless crops of new battlers, numbering in the hundreds, if not thousands, have entered into the battle rap culture. In this sea of MCs, it has been very difficult for newer talent to not only climb their way up the ranks, but also make a large impact on the game through their presence and performances. A select few have also involuntarily had even more difficulty on this front, due to them restricting themselves from using some of the more typical approaches that are often used in modern-day battle rap. One name in particular comes to the forefront when looking at the success stories in the game despite these odds. This MC has not only managed to carve out a lane for himself, but also has spearheaded the Christian movement in battle rap, with his many grade A performances, memorable grudges, anticipated rebuttals, and an unmatched work rate that only a handful of battlers can even claim to rival. This being none other than Kansas City and Knoxville, Tennessee's own A-Ward. In this video, we will look at the life, times, and legendary career of A-Ward, including the highs, lows, and everything in between, in God is Good, the A-Ward story.
Little do they know there was never any humility.
Kinsey, or Aaron as he would commonly go by, would begin in Knoxville, Tennessee. He would grow up in a single-parent household with his mother and 4 siblings. As his father was in and out of the house, his mother would try to make ends meet as best as she could for Aaron and his siblings. He would spend a large portion of his early life in government housing, and the family would bounce around and live in many notable apartment complexes in Tennessee, including the Cedar Springs Apartments and the Pines. Despite a lack of major income in the household, Aaron and his siblings would be a tight-knit unit, and he would find an early role model in his older brother, Sean. Sean, aka Cannon, would be the rapper of the family. He would constantly be recording and making new music. His talent would not go unrecognized for long, and he would begin to build a buzz in the area. As most big brothers do, he would take his younger brother under his wing and teach him not only about the art of rhyming, but also about the world of hip-hop. Cannon's major influence on Aaron would lead to him discovering his own love for hip-hop. He would go on to become a fan of the likes of Jay-Z, Nas, Cash Money, and the Wu-Tang Clan, amongst many others. His love for the genre would only be deepened as he would relate to many of the rhymes from these MCs that told tales of their upbringings from poverty-stricken backgrounds. Aaron would attempt to emulate his older brother by writing down.
Hey, I'm not sure what just happened, y'all. Like, I think Ward was so overcome with emotion at listening to the intro of his story here that he needed a moment. Like, he had to log off for just a second. So we're going to pause here for just a second and see what happens. See if we can get him back on. So wow. This is what happens when you do things live, people. Let me hit him up real quick. So I got to say, while we're waiting here to see if we can get him back and how quickly we can get him back online, Rap Redux, like, where are you getting this from? Like, how did you get all this information? Like, this is pretty dope. Like, are you reaching out? Yes, bum. We're blaming friends. We're blaming friends. How did you get this information? Like, this is detailed information. Or are you getting this information just from interviews he's done? Are you reaching out directly to family members and friends? Like, this is really dope just at the start. Yes, Nardawar. That was as I was listening to this intro, that was the first thing that came to mind was, yeah. Again, Rap, I would love to interview you. I don't know if you are over in the UK, if you're in the States, obviously by the accent, you are British, but I would love to interview you to learn more about your process, because this is very dope. And to me, this is something that is very needed and within the culture. All right. We got him back. You good?
Was that just me, or did the whole thing jump? Was it just kick me out?
Yeah, it just kicked you out. Like, you just left. I just thought maybe you got a little.
The whole StreamYard site went down. I was like, snap.
Nah. I was like, maybe he just got emotional. He just, looking at the humble beginnings.
Man, the man knew the dang apartment complex. I thought my social security number was coming up next. I had to get him out of there.
Well, listen. I told him. I said, yo, I need to find out. Like, we need to interview this man. Like, where are you getting this information from? Like, how did you find this stuff out? Like, this is pretty dope.
Yeah, you could kind of probably find articles and interviews and different things that I've done. But yeah, man. If I ever need to find, I know we always
need information.
We always joke and we call A1 the feds. It's a joke in the group chat. But I don't know, man. It's a different.
Yeah, like, if you ever need information on the battler, like this might be.
He won me over when Neyland Stadium was in the intro. When Neyland Stadium was in the intro, it was a rap.
All right, so let's go. We get back into it. Here we go, y'all.
On his own rhymes in his middle school years, around the age of 13. Under the name Player
first
A,
rap
which would be a play on his
have a
own
lyric to
name,
that book.
and also partially inspired by Player Fly from Tennessee. Eventually, he would shift his focus onto poetry, partially to differentiate himself from his brother, who he felt had the rapper lane covered.
Wait, can we just stop and take a moment and just look at this fit here? I mean,
let's go.
Like, what's I obviously got the Tennessee hat. That is not a do-rag. It's not a do-rag. What is that? What do you have on?
It's like when they were making those hats with the
Like with the long ears on the side.
It's got the ears on the side. Yo, I never changed up, bro. I never changed up. This is probably 2000, what, 11, 12? Maybe even earlier. I still wear the same outfits to my battles.
Let's keep going, man.
Covered in their family. In writing and sharing more and more of these poems, he would be praised by many on the way he put words together and delivered them a cappella. Cannon's influence would also extend to battle rap. And when Aaron would be in his high school years, he would
that video, that acapella is probably, I think, 2000 and maybe 10.
Yep.
But like you can see, like I didn't start battling until 2015, you know, but you can see the delivery, like the way that I was doing like 5 years before that. So I just want all y'all grind time early URL guys to know y'all lucky I started 5 years later, because y'all would have got smoked back then too.
That's hilarious.
All right, now get Matty off my screen. Come on, let's go.
would be the one to put him onto modern day battle rap. This would eventually lead Aaron down the battle rap rabbit hole, and he would check out Grind Time, Smack DME, and the WRCs, and become a fan from that point onwards. In 2000, Aaron would be saved at the age of 14. He would really start valuing his relationship with God and start serving him a couple of years later. A few years later, in 2005, he would eventually choose to take a leap of faith and move to Kansas City for Bible college. Both his faith and love for Kansas City would only grow from this point, and eventually he would come to call it home. A short while later, in his early 20s, Aaron would mesh together his love for his faith, hip-hop, and the art of writing, and would start releasing music in 2009 under his shortened government name, A-Ward. He would release several hip-hop albums and eventually would also become a revered spoken word artist, with him having many gigs in and around Kansas City.
That video right there, shout out Rayla. I love Rayla. The top comment on it is from my brother Cannon. It say, hey, yo, the host shorty, she think is a prick. On that YouTube video. Cannon got the top comment, and he's like, I ain't making back.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out Soul Sessions, man. Shout out
absolutely. Shout out.
I was telling people this is on a very small scale. Like if you're a battle rap fan, you know what EO Dub is in New York. A lot of people talk about EO Dub. Soul Sessions and the Juke House is kind of like Kansas City's EO Dub, you know. So like this is, you know, but yeah, keep it going.
A lot of dope artists have stepped foot on stage at Soul Sessions.
This is where me and Visbay became good friends, man. Shout out Visbay in the chat, man.
City.
Hold up. Shout out the GOAT, man. Shout out Mikey De Leon, aka Anatomy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, pause it again. Shout out Clarence Lomax who filmed this.
Yo, shout out Lomax.
Most of y'all know, if y'all don't know, Clarence Lomax is the big back guy. He's the guy that was bent viral with the big back. He lives in Kansas City. He always been hilarious doing viral videos, but that's my guy.
Got my backpack loaded up with snacks and different foods.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's get it. Let's get it.
Look, soda pop Curtis, I'm feeling Rob Lowe. Outside of the circle, I'm a John Doe.
Getting down hammer.
John Starks in Chicago and outside of foreign to the picture like Picasso. They say get in where you fit in. Square peg, round hole, so I try angles for attention. Guess I don't understand the shape of the game. Copy and paste 808s, that'll make me a name. I refuse to conform, no. They say I lack the delivery it takes. I told them it was DiGiorno. I ain't with the norm, so if you think you getting YOLO with the flow, it's a no-no.
Buenos días, soy Miguel Andrés de León. Este es Kim Deere Ward. Y aquí estamos con Constructive Criticism. Good, y'all. Hey, Ward. Michael Anthony De Leon.
In 2015, a new opportunity would open up for A-Ward. As a long-time battle rap fan, he would toy with the idea of doing a tryout battle in Kansas City. Despite initial reservations about doing...
So hold on, before we get into that, let's take a pause here in just a second. So let's talk about some of the things that led to you doing this tryout battle. All right.
Yeah.
So I know Rap Redux is going to get into it in a little bit, but there's also some people behind the scenes. So one of the people that you talk about that you credit that conversation that led you into potentially giving it a shot. So let's talk about that. Who was that person and how did that conversation go?
There's a few of them. And one of them, is Dre Senior. Dre Senior is, one of our good friends, Christian hip hop artist, former Christian hip hop artist. Could probably still rap better than y'all now and hadn't done it in a decade. But Dre Senior is one of the first people who told me, yo, your music is trash, bro. You need to go be a battle rapper. like straight off of the church stage. You know what I mean? Like he literally just told me the straight up truth. He was like, bro, we hear your punchlines. We know you can write. We know you got a gift. He was like, but stop doing music and go battle rap, And so accumulation of Mark James, who goes by Bumps Infinite. He signed with God Over Money, Bizzle's label, him, Dylan Chase, Cash Hollister, Dre Senior, and then Street Hymns, and a couple other guys, all always point me like, bro, the way you rap, the way you put punchlines together, this is where you need to be, But I always just love the fact that in church too, being any kind of artist or creator in church, as long as people are doing it for Jesus, we tend to not tell them the truth about their gifts. We just be like, look, if we piss them off, then they're gonna go do it for the devil, and we'd rather them, But Dre wasn't on that type of time. He was just like, yo, Lord, come here for a minute. Hey, bro, you trash, man. Go battle rap. That's my dog.
That's my guy. Shout out to Dre, man. And also, listen, some of y'all battle rappers, respectfully, some of y'all need to have that conversation. Never mind. Jersey. We're gonna keep it moving.
In this, due to his faith, he would end up having discussions with some of his good friends, including Jarvis Jones. Following these discussions, he would decide to take a leap of faith and have his debut battle on the Connects versus Charlie Atlas in late 2015. In this match, he would have an excellent showing, and in only a few weeks, the battle would rack up over 65,000 views. The positive reception to the battle would convince A-Ward that this would be a good path to go down, as he was not only gaining major recognition that dwarfed the majority of the content on his channel thus far, but it would also give him the opportunity to be used effectively for ministry on a larger scale. The star potential displayed in his first on-camera battle would not go unnoticed, and he would actually be contacted by Queen's Flip and Norbs. He would continue to have good displays in his second, third, and fourth battles, and eventually...
I remember when they called me, and they're like, yo, and I'm so glad that I started battling later on in life, because, you just can't... I know a salesman when I hear one, after my first battle, URL's Norbs and Queen's Flip are calling, bro, we got this great idea, bro. You're so fire. You're so da-da-da-da-da, We're gonna film the documentary. We're gonna fly to Kansas City and do it in your church, and you're gonna battle this dude named B Dot. I said, I just watched this battle where B Dot went viral, kicking this dude's Strix teeth in, right? Then I said, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I'm ready for that one. I just only had one battle, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, we gotta do this, that, and the third. And I was like, yeah, I had to get back to y'all, man. I had to get back to y'all on that.
Wow. Yeah. Good call. Shout out to Cannon in the building, by the way.
I even said to him, I was like, yo, what round was your favorite? I didn't get to finish watching it all yet. I'm like, yeah, you just looked at them 65,000 views after 3 days before his first battle and was like, get him on the phone.
That grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shout out to B-Dot, man. I hope wherever he is, he's doing well.
Most definitely.
All right, man, let's keep it moving.
Norbs would book him in to have a PG in May 2016 versus Justin Biggs. Unfortunately, A-Ward would back out with a month to go due to him needing to have surgery on his shoulder. In his fifth battle, you can even see him still sporting a sling to support his arm.
I was on all kind of drugs.
His sixth battle a month later will eventually be his breakout performance versus St. Mike.
I was geeked. I was on like, I forget, it was like, I don't know how many hydros or whatever they gave me. They might, I know it wasn't like Tylenol 800 milligrams. It was definitely like, and I was in so much pain, but like the main event had backed out and we were already flying Odie from AHAD in to host them. And that was big for our league. And the opponent had backed out and they would call me like, yo, 8 hours, can you come battle? And I'm like, in a sling and everything, you know? Boom, get there. So, all right, we'll be here for 2 hours if I talk every second.
Yeah. I mean, look, we about 10 minutes in. We about 10 minutes in. We making good time, I think.
And the culture at large would finally notice Kansas City's best kept secret. His subsequent buzz following this performance would see his rescheduled PG fall to the wayside.
Hold on. Before we go, though,
very
I do
interesting
want to
see how
shout
his
out
career.
Saint Mike real quick. I want to shout out Saint Mike. That battle right there, I never forget. So, right, you battle Charlie Atlas, that goes like viral, whatever, and then you were like, "Yo, I'm battling this dude named Saint Mike," and I'm like, "Well, yo, what battles can I watch of his?" And you're like, "Oh, go check him out versus Chess and Anubis," and I go watch them battles. Now at this point, Chess is Chess, like he's becoming the star that he is, right? And so I watched that battle, and I watched Saint Mike is kicking his butt up and down the stage. And I'm like, yo, word? Like then I watched what he did with Anubis was even worse. And I remember, never forget calling you going, bro, I'm about to start praying for you. Because like this dude is not about to play with you, man. Like he is about to come in and look to destroy you. And that is still one of my favorite battles of yours through all the years.
I remember because, all my friends are there and he's going crazy on me, and I'm looking at y'all's eyes are all big in the crowd, like, hey, bro.
Listen, it felt like a heavyweight fight. And I'll say this about Kansas City crowds, and this is where they deserve some credit and some accolades. Kansas City crowds will give it up for both artists. It does not matter if it's the home team or for somebody out of town. If you're spitting and it's dope and it sounds good, they will give you the reaction. And they, like you and Chef Trez, like that got a lot of great crowd reaction. But that Saint Mike battle, like you can hear the crowd, ooh. And then War would come back. Let's go, War. I mean, great battle. Go check that out if you haven't, man. Saint Mike versus A War on the Connects, man. All right, let's keep it moving.
Great trajectory would have gone had he stepped onto the URL stage all the way back in 2016.
You see, the critics, they label you exquisite. Your lyrics, they said I can't match it. So for weeks, I stacked bars in my head. I jam-packed it to help put on a show. Because straight up, bro, you always fed the fans classics. So I pushed my pen over and over and over like I forgot the digits on a debit transaction. I mean, I'm crazy off the noodles. I'm good. I can handle my leverage. I could pull up and make the hood pop bar for bar off the strength alone of 30 I could drop, but why would I when I also got performance for days like Woodstock, bro? I wish you would stop, because let him tell it over. He stacked bodies on top of bodies like he can smell an odor. Oh, you can, sir? Well, what gets under my skin like melanoma is the fact you only beat a couple backup PGs. Nobody brag about crossing up Deladova, Gorilla Soldier. Look, I ain't come to get personal with you. Just know I brought enough bars to body you and any person is with you. Scratch that. Your man jump in, I put your dog in a bag. That's a purse with a Shih Tzu.
Hold it down.
This battle, bro, Plaxico, your shots were a giant mistake. Stop the gun talking. Your son's watching. He gonna mind what you say. Tell your fourth grader you love him. That's how a real man look a 9 in the face. Because oftentimes in my preparation, I was smitten with laughter. With that said, it's bad credit. This I can't do alone. So what I'm fixing to ask you is I need all y'all help with this schooling. Consider this me submitting my FAFSA in this round. Every time I say, look, bro, I want y'all to respond with, you're from Nebraska. In a trap, you never handled a kilo of weight tan. Heck, if your nana had chemo, you wouldn't shave. Look, bro, you're from Nebraska. It ain't none of them cities popping up on an episode of Ganglands. Oh, you was born gutter. You the Ford Tucker. You probably in a rap group called St. Mike and the Corn Hustlers.
Hey. St. Mike still got one of my favorite lines. People don't use comedy on me a lot. And back then I didn't have a mustache, you know? So when he's like, only member of beer gang with no mustache, because every time you try to grow one, it slid off your like, I still quote that line like all the time.
Hilarious. Shout out to by the way, speaking of comedy, shout out to Hollow with the ginger gin line, by the way. Nice line. All right, let's keep it moving.
Right. So call me that gimmick. Act like I wasn't on your radar, friend. Maybe I got Nebraska backwards, and that's where the AKs and AR been. You want to play?
That line is so crazy.
His next showing would be for his KOTD Ground Zero debut. It is important to note here that A-Ward was not paid for this battle, and instead spent over $1,000 on his flight and hotel in order to grab this opportunity.
Hey, bro. How you know that?
I've said that in interviews.
Okay, all right. I'm like, this brother, like he like digging in the trash for receipts. Like, what's really good now?
I always tell people, I'm like, I was not gonna stumble. I was not, when you put $1,000 of your own money on that and you're trying out, like, you're not gonna go up there like I'm locked in. This crowd gonna love me by the time I'm done rapping. Like, it's like that's how I approach that.
Yeah. So before he tells a little bit more, like, give us a little bit of the backstory of how this comes to be. How do you end up?
Yeah. So like you mentioned earlier, supposed to do the PG. Man, I sent URL like the longest paragraph of like, this a bucket list to do a PG, boom, boom, boom. Like, I really wanted, be a part of this. I'm sorry. I got this labrum torn. I can't make the trip. And all they responded with, literally long paragraph, me in the chat, Norbs in the chat, P from the War Report in the chat. And I think that's it. So, all they responded with, okay, right? Just the word okay. Check this out. Okay, so boom. Fast forward to St. Mike battle. Norms hit me up. It was like, seeing the St. Mike battles, fire again. But King of the Dot had already hit me up, like Organic and Gully, like, yo, we want you to come out for world domination. I'm like, that's a crazy big event, So Organic and Gully are like, we're gonna book you as like the main event on day 3, and like I'm like, at this point, I've never even been to a battle rap event that was outside of Kansas City, like, or like an actual big, like King of the Dot or URL. I never attended one. I'm like, this is a great opportunity to just go watch some of my favorites of all time, and then get the battle. And the day they dropped the flyer, Norbs, yo, what the hell? What's going on, bro? What am I seeing? I'm like, y'all haven't spoke to me but one time in the last like 2, 3, 4 months. And all you said was okay, after I'm like, this is what it is, so they weren't happy. And then, the rest is kind of history. So
all right, let's keep it moving.
Thankfully, his material would match his desire, and he would go on to have another standout showing in Canada versus Franchise, which would only cement him firmly in KOTD's plans going forward. He would only continue to elevate for the remainder of 2016 and 2017, with showdowns against big names such as Real Deal and DNA on KOTD's Team Ganic vs Gully card and Blackout 7. He would only have 4 battles in 2017, with his last major outing being against Peanut for KOTD's World Domination 7 card in LA. He would also, during these 2 years, become a part of 2 pivotal groups that he would become synonymous with going forward. The first being YTG, aka Yellow Tape Gang, a strictly battle rap collective alongside names such as Mickey Fax, Newborn, 100 Bullets, Mike P, Brix Belvy, and Bonnie Godiva. The second group would not be a strictly battle rap one, as they would work on many things outside of the industry, such as music and ministry. This being the 4 Horsemen, alongside fellow Christians, Loso, Street Hymns, and the Saga. Despite the great foundational work during these 2 years, A-Ward would vow to up his workload in 2018 and see exactly how far he could climb up the battle rap ladder.
The only thing that was wrong there is Bricks Belvy's never been in YTG. So that's the first incorrect. However,
despite
Bricks
having follow-up talks with
he can
P,
join.
Yeah, shout out to Bricks.
I
man.
wish Bricks was. I think Bricks is super fire. But yeah, keep going.
and Norbs about appearing on the URL, both parties would still be at odds due to several matters which would include but are not limited to Norbs' insistence that Ward would not be paid for his debut battle. This is something that A Ward would eventually concede and agree to do just to get it out of the way. What he would not agree on is the caliber of opponent and stage that both P and Norbs were offering him. His resolve would only be strengthened as several other new talents would debut on the URL both in 2018 and prior with a worthy opponent on good cards. Examples of this would include his fellow Fourth Horseman, Loso, who debuted on Gnome 8 on a major stage, B-Dot, who debuted on Traffic versus Emerson Kennedy on a big stage in LA, and New Jersey Twerk, who would debut on Born Legacy versus Dougie. This standstill between A Ward and the URL would not halt his progress, and he would have a stellar year in 2018 with many great showings, such as his overseas debut in London versus Archaic, his bucket list battle with Bill Collector in Philadelphia, his main event booking against Cortez for KOTD's Ganic vs. Gully 2 card, and arguably his biggest moment of the year in clearly beating Geechee on their main event booking on Bar Fight Battle League in August. This loss would leave a major blemish on Geechee's 2018, and it would cause major discussion in the Champion of the Year debate at the end of the year. Despite Geechee taking the belt, A Ward would shine with his work this year, and the culture would take notice as he would place at number 10 on the Coty list over many names that were bigger than him at the time, including Rumnitty, O-Red, Ill Will, Av, Danny Myers, and Math Hoffa.
You lost to Head Ice twice? How's it feel to be Dustin? No, better yet, how does it feel to have the word court in your name and still not appeal to the judges? What we speaking about in the third? Is it my faith, my race, how I live out in the burbs, whatever topic you got, I planned how to come at you. Against Ice, you said you want to talk to the future. Speak up now that he's standing in front of you. You wishy-washy. They only go wishy-wash me. But this a body growing up, I had to beat the system. It's Atari. I got to drive while this cat in the back, Ricky Bobby. I can easily flip the homies. Trigger finger itching on me. Unload, reload, switch the laundry. But I got a different. He not messing with me. You can't integrate with this inner greatness. I'm innovative. So watch me embarrass this Brooklyn cat. I renegade him. If court take action, it's litigation. You don't intimidate me. My pen amazing. And you ain't up to parkour. I'm flipping crazy. I'm not. And I eat off rap. I got it from the mud. My mother had dinner for 5 kids to fix. Life wasn't sweet. Mental illness had her pulling pills out. My father's breath always smelled licorice. The difference is, I didn't say all that to act better, Court. And the reason I got faith in God can't just be explained in a battle rap metaphor. I got the same questions as you. I got the same questions as him. Oftentimes I look up at heaven, puzzled and defeated. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes when I say God is good, on the inside, even I struggle to believe it. It's transparency. Authenticity. It matters to the fans. You keep a drum, I keep it a stack. Let's have a battle of the bands. You on the King's turf. You on the King's turf. Facing court on this soil, I make them eat dirt. I'm the underdog. I duck a swing first, the right up front, the left behind. I'm about to leave Earth, flee Earth. The left behind. I'm about to leave Earth, flee Earth. His feet just took a hit. That's a cheap verse. Real lines put the kid in the sky. That's how a dream works. I'm out of character. GG 3-0. Man, these fans sweated my ops tough. But it's cool. I saved the fouls and came fully prepared for that block stuff. I told Hunnit, I got 2 requirements before I sign on that dot, bruh. Make sure the battle locked in and you ain't locked up on Wednesday. I prayed about this battle twice. I figured I needed before I start to screaming at Geach. The second was for forgiveness after I leave him deceased.
Ooh, yeah.
Because the first amen, I'ma exercise this freedom of speech on you. Oh, you a Crip? Gang bang, keep the peace, hug that Thule. I'm a Christian, my gang bigger. The peace I keep, I love that truly. I follow his will like mud flaps, but it ain't nothing to give you a bloodbath goofy. I follow his will like mud flaps, but it ain't nothing to give you a bloodbath goofy. Oops, I said blood. And cuz said a different color like the Rugrats movie. Don't assume your stock higher because it's smack. I can strike anywhere. I bring fire to the match. Here's the thing. When you sell fake hair to pay for studio time, it gets a laugh. And it makes sense that we've not been so inspired by your tracks, you fake. Bruh sucks. I've been sick. Enlist. Come get your buzz cut. You talk that cuz stuff. All C's. You're craft crazy. You cooking cats in a camp cruising. He talked that cuz stuff. All C's. You're craft crazy. You cooking cats in a camp cruising. I talk that blood stuff. Whoa. Wait, that ain't a typo. AB positive. Either ride with IV or get hooked to that for a transfusion. You got way more than a little problem. I'm keeping tabs. And you couldn't handle the bill, son. You should have backed out like the fake Tech 9 told you. But since you in the Midwest, allow me to channel the real one. Okay. He better than me? Negative, please. Every letter was clever to set up defeat, beheaded the beast, impressive with speech. Christ said let it be light, but I said let it be Geach.
He would pick up right where he left off in 2019, with more smaller league bookings, as well as being a part of some of KOTD's biggest cards of the year.
Hold on, real quick. Before we go, I'm gonna let it keep rolling. That night was so crazy. Like, that was my almost introduction to becoming a battle rap blogger. It was not pay-per-view. That battle had a lot of hype behind it, and I was live tweeting the bars. And like, people were like, yo, like, this is also probably my first and only instance of bootlegging, because I also, on top of live tweeting bars, I also recorded every round. And then I made the little iMovie and shared it in our group chat. I'm pretty sure you at some point shared it with other battle rappers, and that thing went. My version of that battle was out on the net for a good, because the battle didn't come out for like a good 3 months.
That battle was coming out regardless. After we got it, I was like, yo, I'm glad A1 got it off, because I don't know if this boy gonna get vaulted or what. I said, nope, it's coming out. Don't worry about that. We got
it. Yeah. That version was it was all over the social media streets, man. So yeah, shout out to Geechee Gotti, man. That was it. That was one of those ones where it's like, yo, I love being on this journey with you and getting to attend these events, because you kind of have these kind of moments of, from afar, you get a chance to see like, wow, like this is like changing your life, right? Mm-hmm. And when that battle, when the hype for that battle, he had Shotgun Suge at it was Summer Madness, right? The next week.
Oh yeah. Or no.
Like, you got to see like, yo, like the response to that battle, all the people who were following me for updates and the way that thing went around. I'm like, yo, like this dude, not only is he one of the best, but like he might be one of the best in the world. So we try to keep you humble in our group chat. But it was at this point we realized maybe we're not going to be able to keep him humble. There's not enough insults we got in the tank to really keep him level. All right, man, let's keep it moving.
Work against Sharon, Madflex, and Ilmac would catapult him to being labeled as one of the best battlers on KOTD, and his work would speak for itself, as at the end of the year, he would eventually win the KOTD Battler of the Year award for 2019. He would still find time to battle on his home league, and would have arguably his best showing of the year against Chef Trez on the Connects in December. This match would display his crowd control and impressive writing, whilst also being evidence for his ability to be able to go freestyle for freestyle with one of the best freestylers in the game.
I can't beat Flex because he's next. The cheap threats were weak. I'm deep west. If he's best, they've regressed the scene. I beat vets. Geach, yes. P-test was clean. That's a sweep. These vets have regrets and see Flex you 3 steps beneath. Capiche? As sure as David had to slay Goliath, you should have stayed inside, because if you don't steer clear like Asian drivers, Foxhound gotta say goodnight to their favorite rider when you get clocked out like you ain't retired and your team having to pick up Flex like the waiver wire. I'm that nice. We not done yet. There's a lot more advice left to give them. See, you wanting this battle judged, feeling overlooked as the next contender. So the fantasy football reference got a deeper message with it. Because ever since my GZ, ironically, I've been the franchise. Adding me was their best addition. And we don't know if you wide receiver or running back. In other words, anybody could be up here in flex position. Let's talk. The chain mine. Ain't no stopping that. And the chain mine. Ain't no stopping that. Man, you just a white Alex Jenny. A stand up here mocking pass, but let Flex tell it, he be in the gym and his punches Creed-like in a boxing match. Well, you know what? Forget Aaron. Won't you hit up Norbs, spam Beasley? Don't talk to Smack. You got a better chance over there making paper trying to off his staff, but we in business right now. So no running tonight. I'm just going to walk it back. I said Dwight, Stan, mocking pass, Jim, Andy, Phyllis, Creed, talk to Smack, Aaron, Pam Beasley, mocking pass. You see how we making paper with the office staff? I've been in my...
Spam Beasley is a ridiculous
That's when I hit a set of ribs, both slabs, smooth like a pick and roll pass from the old Jazz. Once again, I'm on the road with my notepad, serving this clone. I could give you a permanent home. Better act like you know, mad. I'm that nice. Town business, everybody you keep around timid. How dare he push the beef to the side? We cow tipping. This ain't that I said, how dare he push the beef to the side?
Terrible,
We cow tipping. This ain't that loud bow for the crowd. I'm mild with it. Stylistic, wild different. Heard he rep his town proud, so he on the ground with it. Oh, I said, I'm wild different, stylistic. Heard he rep his town proud, so he on the ground with it. Obituary didn't say he loved the Bay. It said he was found in it. They said, what are you talking about?
I say I got to battle one of the coldest in this game with direct shots. How many subs? 0, because he one of the coldest in the game, but I'm going to kill him. I say, but I'm going to kill him. This time going to be different. Today I'm wild, and this horse a bitch, and this body going to be amazing. Meg the Stallion. Hey, this some sad shit, because now he got a place in the dirt. It's going to be RIPTs made for the church with Alvin and the Chipmunks in mind, because everybody going to have A on their shirt.
I said my rebuttal game crazy. You know it's clear. It's not sub-zeros. You finna know the score, peon. Get over here. They know that I've been so gifted. Meg the Stallion. All in that round I saw was cheeks. You was more Lizzo with it.
Check out the bootlegger right here in the front. You can see his whole screen, how many people viewing it.
Ain't nobody grieving, Lord. We on the same page. And they know I'm the one they adore. Let's talk. Test, bro spazzing, grandma church, no capping. I give you 3 of them things. I'm in the zone sagging. This is so average, the GOAT status. Watch your step, we slow dancing, close casket. I bet a chef won't cook from a box, he old fashioned. I battled Sharon, Ilmac, and Gotti. I stood toe to toe with all those guys. I took my shot and proved them wrong. You know the ball don't lie. But they say that you smoke Loso with all that gas in the squad near him. But then you battle Saga without the gas and you lost clearly. You see how the tables turn when he ain't got rock with him? Aladdin to Prince Ali. When the cave gone, he looked a lot different. I said that's why I can't glorify the lifestyle and the bars you harvest. Because I think about the shooter too, the cell block and the lofty charges, how he had a chance in the game, rolled the dice with 2 4s and went to jail. Bet he wishing he landed on Marvin Gardens. So the statement is now. I want to encourage you, Trez, stop waiting around. Because all you talk about things in your battles is how you stay with the pound, but one trial and error, because one error can take you to trial. And I rock with you heavy. So when you told Loso you got homies getting booked for good or collect calls, I was really sad inside you still condoning the shooters. That you roll with the Ruger, multiple users that need your vote of approval. I need you to be around good people that promote what you're doing. People that have your best interest at heart, want to see growth and improvement. Because I always learned in life, if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. So
well established at this point, A-Ward would make his rounds on some of the biggest stages, both post and pre-pandemic. He would have a penchant of having at least one Battle of the Year candidate almost every year, with 2020 being no different. His 2-on-2 with Loso versus Geechee and B-Dot in July would evidence Loso and A-Ward's claim as one of the best duos in the culture, with this classic battle now sitting at just over 700,000 views. He also would have noteworthy solo showings on RBE versus Danny Myers and O-Red at opposite ends of the year. Interestingly enough, this could have been another year in which he made his long-awaited debut on the URL stage. URL and A-Ward would be in talks to bring URL to Kansas City, with A-Ward headlining a card against Riggs. URL would eventually shift this card to Atlanta against a lesser opponent, and A-Ward would decline this and eventually face Riggs in January the following year in a now classic battle on Wartown. The closest he would get to being on URL during this year would be for his planned band battle against none other than New Jersey Twerk in August. This would be only 10 days away from going down as a surprise battle that certainly would have shook the culture, but unfortunately, Twerk would get into a car crash 10 days before the battle, leading to its cancellation.
So hold on, we got one question I want to make sure we get in.
Yeah.
So it's from Natasha. Where do you feel like when you started partnering with Loso, it elevated your pen or how you battle?
I think that like when I started doing the 2-on-2s with Loso, there was an element of performance, that and showmanship or whatever that he's extremely good at. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of helped elevate. I just think being around good battle rappers and just having great sparring partners or whatever always elevates your pen. Like it's Loso, Saga, Street Hymns, all those guys. Real Deal, Quest Marv, all of my friends that are like, that I let hear my rounds before the battles, like they're insanely good at what they do, and so you always want to, you're hearing your peers, you're hearing their work and they're inspiring you. I think that's mostly all battle rappers, but Loso with the chemistry back and forth 2-on-2, we were able to get very creative in our 2-on-2s and just the showmanship and performance, like that I definitely think that elevated. I definitely did not start dressing better though, which I thought might happen, but Loso just allows me to be myself. So
hilarious. So this Twerk battle, so I know there are a lot of people, and this is where I am privileged to be, one of your homies. Like sometimes you'll get these calls for these potential battles, and I'm somewhere in the top 10 people you call, right? And
you're giving yourself, you're like number 2.
Hey, listen, I want to be humble, right? But like when you call and you say, yo, Twerk band, and you kind of have your, I feel like I want to do it. I kind of have my reservations. I'm like, bro, this is the one. Like I remember, I definitely remember me, you, and Loso having a back and forth of like, yo, like this is like, I get it. Like I know you want it to be on a big stage, but we're like, yo, when this battle drops, you want to talk about a moment in time for the culture, right? When that band battle drops and this Twerk versus A-Ward on YouTube, so I don't know if the app was ready yet.
Right.
Like it would have shut down the culture, especially at that particular moment. Twerk was coming off a bad performance. That might have been the Summer Madness 7. Either that, no, that might have been maybe, yeah, it might have been Summer Madness 7. But
yeah,
I can't
he was
remember.
coming off a lot of stuff. I mean, I remember
Either that or Swamp.
I got 3 rounds of material written for it, so I remember what I was talking about. You know.
Yeah, it might have been a Swamp battle, but I find it interesting that in both instances in your career, where the opportunities for you to be on URL, a car accident stops them both. Right. Your opportunity versus Justin Biggs for your PG in this band battle. I think the other thing that
wasn't a car accident though. Look, just because I wreck cars all the time doesn't mean if I get injured, it's car accident.
It was softball. Right? It was softball.
Yeah,
my fault. I'm like, wait, it wasn't a car accident. You're right. It was not a car accident. It was
just because
softball.
I'm known to wreck cars don't mean.
My fault. You're right. It was a softball injury. But yeah, so I mean, again, but still, there are still instances where like an incident, just unfortunate, untimed, unplanned incident stops those 2 battles from happening. So yeah, man,
you know, just to speak a little bit to this, it's like, you know, at this point in time in 2020, like me and Twerk were supposed to battle, I think in August, and King of the Dot, the pandemic hit King of the Dot really hard. You know, like they really didn't have any motion going on. You know, I had done a battle against Danny Myers on RBE, but I didn't know if that was just a one-off or I didn't know what my career looked like on RBE at that point, you know? So, you know, we're getting halfway through the year and, you know, I'm starting to kind of like, all right, I've been on this 2-3 years of, you know, battling on King of the Dot, but doing all these other battles or whatever. I'm like, maybe this year is the right move. You know, I don't know what King of the Dot is getting ready to do. And, you know, there's a lot of different things going down, you know? And so, you know, Riot wasn't there yet, you know, like that. They hadn't been created yet. Chrome hadn't really been created yet, yo. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I was like, okay, you know, if we're going to shake the culture up, like this is a good time for me, you know? So that's part of the reason why I agreed to it. So, but God is good. That's the name of the documentary for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
His bad luck would pop up again at the end of the year as his headliner for the Riot's division card versus Coffee Brown would fall through, as she would no-show the event. A mixture of these factors would lead to A-Ward's lowest ranking on the champion list thus far, at number 20. And with his work the following year, he would seemingly...
Well, I gotta say, there was a lot of hate in the room. Respectfully, there was a lot of hate in the room. He ended up at number 20. He should not have been at number 20, but that's another story for another day.
I started at number 7. They pushed me back 13 spot.
Yeah. They tried to treat you like you a mid-major, and that. Anyway, We're not gonna relitigate the past. All right, let's keep it moving.
Personally. In 2021, A-Ward would complete his highest amount of battles in one calendar year to date, with the number of battles taken sitting at a staggering amount of 22 matches overall. This would include several battles in 1 month, with them being at times weeks or only days apart, including 2 battles in January, 2 battles in February, 2 battles in April a week apart, and 2 battles in June, July, September, October, and November. This would not only be against all lower level competition, and he would have very tough matches against some of the best in the game, with nearly all of them being on the road, including a clear win versus Shotgun Suge for his Battle Academy debut, a classic with Charlie Clips on the rap committee, a great showing for his Queen of the Ring debut versus K-Profit, his aforementioned classic earlier in the year with Riggs, a notable win over Lou Castro in September, and most notably, 2 Battle of the Year contenders, with his first being versus Ill Will on Max Out 1 in April, and the second being as the headliner for his rematch with Geechee on the Riot for the Monopoly card in September. This run would make him a leading candidate for the Champion of the Year award this year, and he would place at a career-high number 5, only behind Easy the Block Captain, Rum Nitty, Sue Surf, and eventual winner, Geechee. Despite missing out on the award, he would still become arguably one of the most wanted names for many notable names, including Easy, Av, Jackboy, New Jersey Twerk, Tay Rock, and Sue Surf. Surf in particular would actually put in calls to the URL in order to float the idea of A-Ward debuting against him. URL would unfortunately shoot down this idea as they were unwilling to give him arguably the biggest name on URL for his debut. Despite this, these discussions would only serve to evidence just how much star power A-Ward had acquired after his excellent work in 2021.
Free the wave, man.
Second Corinthians 1 said, our bodies are made of clay. So as of clay, we shall return. I guess that's what we pray for. But I blew up in my vessel. I guess I was made of clay more. I know y'all like, I know y'all
Definitely
like
Cody. I know I'm me and I'm biased, but
well, you ain't finna get around, man. If I got any more audio issues,
man. So again, I don't want to relitigate too much of the past, but I absolutely agree. And I think I said this before leading into your Tay Rock battle. I think Tay Rock is being saluted. Yeah, and he's being congratulated, and he's been given his flowers for being outside. I understand why that is, right? Because Tay Rock is not someone that we've known to be outside, especially on other leagues, right? We haven't known him to be outside like that. He's getting his flowers for doing so, but we got to salute those like yourself, like a Gotti, like a Nitty, Danny Myers, right, who are outside. And not only are they outside, but they're giving you dope performances day in and day out. And to me, 2021, that was... Yeah,
I was criticized for it, though. Like,
you were criticized for it. That's the difference, right? You were criticized for being outside.
Now, and that's just, that's just how it works, I'm a trendsetter, my guy. I was criticized for not signing exclusive contracts. And now everybody wants to be independent. I was criticized for battling all the time, and now everybody's outside.
Man, and like when you have arguably the most well-known and charismatic battle rapper in the culture in Sue Surf, who's sitting in spaces. He is getting in spaces almost at some point, it felt like daily, to try to discredit you and to try to build his case for Cody, try to discredit yours in particular, right? Like he tried to discredit others too, but in particular yourself. You were coming up in, if you could get paid every time your name was brought up in a space, like you would have made a nice little chunk of change in 2021, especially that last 3 months.
2023.
And 2023.
And 2020.
I'm going to pray for the sound, man. Let's talk. Line. And if you don't know, now you know I'm fire. You can read the signs. I got more. I got more. Wait. Last week I battled. Next week I battle. Feel like I'm on a tour date. Tomorrow Easter. That's the Lord's Day. This finna be a Curry. 30. I reverse punches. Wait. You're a Clay more? I'm Achilles. I'm more Clay. I'm not what? I'm here.
That's what I'm talking about, Loso. Loso told me before the battle, he said, bro, if you drop the building with any rebuttals, sit down right on that stage after the crowd's going crazy. That's what Loso's a showman. He's like, I'm telling you, bro, it'll look fire. I was like, all right. Me, I'm just boom, hit the rebuttal. I'm here.
Listen, man, like that. So this event took place on my son's birthday, right? It seems like one thing that battle rap leagues like to do, they like to schedule events around holidays and around special days on my day that prevent me from traveling to your event. So I'm getting him dressed, and I try to keep my son from listening to battle rap because I don't want him to hear a bunch of cursing and a bunch of other stuff. But my computer wasn't working, and so I'm like, bump it. Today, Ethan, you're getting your introduction to battle rap because we were watching Ill Will and A-Ward, and he's watching it. Ethan, at this time, this is what, 2019?
Yeah,
2021. 2021. So he is 8 now. So he's listening to Ill Will. Ill Will's doing his thing. He's like, Daddy, he curses a lot. And I said, yeah. That's what, some of these guys, they choose to curse in their raps. He goes, I don't like that, Daddy. We're rooting for A-Ward. I said, that's a great reason to root for A-Ward, son. Good job. All right, let's keep it moving.
I end up losing to me when the very fact is the man you worshiping looking like me. But he told B-Dot, bro, I know my place. I was captivated by hip hop at an early age. I can show you dates. My mother was dealt a bad hand and kept a poker face. I learned every word to regulators at the age of over 8. Now rebuttal that.
I memorized all the words to regulator. And I admitted I was a visitor in hip hop. Let's be honest, the race card is the easiest one to execute, but it was fire, so I'm not gonna say that y'all got. What I am gonna say is you're gonna need more four-wheel with all that gas. It's NASCAR. Welcome to this pit stop. Let's go. I literally two rebuttal scheme. I'm starting to say, you do look like Jesus. I ain't gonna lie, that was hard in a way. But my God wouldn't wear that bummy do-rag. He had a part in the waves. Let's go! I do this. I said, I'm prepared to kill. I've been committed to the ring. It got a marriage feel. You think because you carry a couple in around who I fare as well? Bro, it's a difference. COVID restrictions. It's 1,000 people. Ain't nobody scared of ill. Let's talk. I need your ears. Adam kept it 100. Spoke highly of Pontiac. Said you cold, but I knew that. 2020 was a good year for him. I watched him bucket every round. The bullet flew past, but as my opponent, tread light with the violence. You gonna tell me the tool blast? Believe me, a pen beats a Mac. You pressure gauge against me and you lose bad. Now that was 2 stacked. Cold, flu, asthma, bulimia. It was an ill scheme. 100 spoke, good year, tread pressure gauge. It was a will scheme. You beefing with Prep. Fake tough guy sending threats through. Said he was gonna see him in March like Prep with someone you finna step to. It's April. Nothing happened. All cap for some internet views. We seen this show before. A couple of guys up to no good, and now Will and Prep school. You beefing with Prep?
I like that.
You my son, and damn, I'm the reason that this dude can hold the crown. I'm the reason you stay prepared and bring fully loaded rounds. I had you hook the cables, monitors, plugins. You was going down. Now you got your focus right. Use logic. I'm the reason ain't no studio in now. I'm locked in, but I'm in front of Nutty Block Crep. You know, they go where he go. You became the voice of the West Wing, and Riot moved as he rose, but judging office by his team, the cheers won't be equal. A bunch of friends in his community hating, because that's on NBC shows. I'm still a cheat code. I'm still a cheat code. But Geechee is the face of battle rap. That's true stuff. The cat from Champion said I screwed up, predicted a 30 in the main event. Dude, what? I hit Blackjack like, are you dumb? When you see A's at the top of the face card, it can only be 2-1. Move, son. Move, son. What you brought? Few guns? God already split a red Z. What you think happened to a blue one? I get you 2.
This might be 3 of my favorite rounds from you.
Rappers. Yeah, 1 minute you cool with new nails, then you escalate in a situation and hating after. Bunch of liars because you trace it backwards. This and despair. I spit so much fire wrestling off the top, somebody got hit with a chair. I'm not. Locked in. Second round. Big shoes to fill. Let me address a clown. You went to Grambling State University. The better route. Dropped out. Left the town. Crawled back. Called smack. Settled down. Your mother watched you go from an HBC to EF. You let her down. This is profound. Ever since Drake been putting money up, I noticed that you start to flex yours, renting mansions out, trying to get signed. Oh, you want to be the party next door. So at the core, this is where our body vets. This horsepower got more than Maserati specs. Who want it next? You can be taken out like Gotti text. Miss me with all of the smack angles. I am not impressed. I don't want to hear nothing about caffeine when you still ain't brought me my coffee yet. Watch your step.
Despite taking less battles in 2022, he would still dwarf many of his colleagues with his 16 completed battles this year. His workload effectively would not get any easier than the year prior, as he would actually embark on a nationwide poetry tour for the Poets in Autumn project, with the team visiting 26 cities in September, October, and November of that year. This would only evidence his insane work rate and ability to still output at a high level despite having a jam-packed schedule. He would only continue to add to his already stacked resume with battles against the likes of QB Black Diamond and Reed Dollars on RBE in April and July respectively, a notable win against Clean Paper for his co-main event booking on GTX's Ouroboros card in August, his main event booking against the legendary Soulcon for iBattle's Culture 5 card in December, and his now annual Battle of the Year candidate versus Rum Nitty for the Riot's Cane Bearing Gifts card in September. The Rum Nitty battle in particular would only solidify that A-Ward was able to stand toe-to-toe with any type of battler regardless of their style. His punches, schemes, and freestyles versus Rum were some of the best material performed in the culture for the entire year, with the performance on both ends winning them the Battle of the Year award on this year's Champion of the Year rankings. All of this great work would lead A-Ward to a very respectable number 10 ranking on the overall Champion of the Year list.
Dog, it's me, the URL cats. I be trying to have them all killed, get you all broke down, know how Babylon feel, put rum on the floor like an alcohol spill, and can make chest pads like a basketball drill. Got a 63 vet when I travel on wheels, put a classic on the app like the battle y'all film. You on an app with your raps, while my catalog builds on every server in the world like an Adderall pill. Keep it real. You dumb kid, I don't care what you done did. You think you some rebel? No weapon formed, not even gun metal. My God, so close with me, the playing field is unlevel. So I don't care if you're from that Arizona state. My God, know how to Sun Devils. I don't think Rum's special. He finna be long gone. I ain't R&B. This your swan song. Watch who you step to, clown. Cause this NL you taking, and my charm ain't got a necklace round. So how's me? This NL you taking, and my charm ain't got a necklace round. So how's me picking the 6 pallbearers that best know how to rap you sound? I promise it won't be no let up, Mitty. Yeah, they gonna let you down. This was a style class. Dog future is the worst. Went from having shooters on his turf to a funeral in church. You brought all those punches forward, not realizing I do them in reverse. I said, you done. I said, I do them in reverse. No, it's not a punch. You done. Rum punching around turns quickly. I grip or get one gun. Wait, reverse that. Gun one. Get a grip. I quickly turn around and punch Rum. I said, bro shook, but he really banged that blue. Hollywood, that'll get you slain. That's true. Knife out and turn a butterfly into a star like the game tattoo, bro. Who is you? I said, who is you kidding? You mad at the moves of a Christian because I move with the mission? I remember that day when God spoke to me in my room when I listened. I'm talking alone, forgiven, like student tuition. You're always...
One thing Nitty does, bro, he always gives it up. If he thinks he's a fire bar, Nitty always gonna give it up.
Three-peat, I got a cheat sheet rhyming. They say the alien sitting on bars like E.T. riding. Then he went to Beasley crying, like, if I ain't know Summer Madness on caffeine, we slide. Nah, this is where I step in. You mad because the politics crept in. They don't understand how fast your check spins when you got 4 kids trying to collect rent, ask you to come do late notice battles on late prep when you do them favors. They don't pull through with your battles to protect them. So this is where your career with Mr. Can't Copy Respect ends. Hold up. Did we just become best friends?
Coming off of the Battle of the Year last year, his buzz would be ultra strong going into 2023, and his first match would be for his rescheduled battle versus Big K on RBE's Divide and Conquer card in February. This would arguably be the biggest grudge in the first quarter, with K and Ward's back and forths making for highly entertaining viewing for the fans. On the night itself, despite a good showing on Ward's end, Big K would arguably have his best performance of the year, leading to many giving him the battle. Undeterred, A-Ward would have his Chrome 23 debut for his first big stage New York City battle against Vixen the Assassin. In this match, he would redeem himself completely from the Big K battle and have one of his strongest showings of the year, with him completely controlling the larger crowd effortlessly, whilst also being able to garner one of the biggest crowd reactions on the night itself. He wouldn't make the rest of the year any easier for himself, with him having many dogfights booked against some of the most talented battlers in the game, including Real Sick, Oppa, Frack, and Emerson Kennedy on KOTD, iBattle, GTX, and Mike Masters respectively. Some may feel he lost 1 or 2 of this quartet of battles, but what cannot be argued is his willingness to show up and fight every single round. His last major highlight of the year would be for his second major grudge match in the latter half of 2023 versus Averb on RBE's Max Out 3 in September. He and Verb would sell the match from their heated interactions both in person and online, and many fans would list this as their most anticipated battle going into the event.
So hold on, I just gotta tell one quick story about this. So it was a couple of days before we take off to go to Atlanta, and like you hit me up, you're like, yo, like let's meet up, man, let's just chat before we head out here. So we meet at the sports bar, we're watching the game, whatever. So I say, yo, so going into this face-off, man, like what's your mindset like? I said, you gonna come in hype? Or you just gonna? You was like, well, nah, I think I'm gonna just come in and just be chill. Like I'm not gonna really be too amped up. Nothing serious, you know, just chill. So fast forward to that night, and you all I showed up late, so I pulled up to the hotel or whatever, and everyone is waiting for this face-off. Everybody's waiting for this face-off, and then I forget who went before. It might have been K and Young Ill, might have been the one right before y'all. So that ends, and I think Rosenberg, who was hosting, I think he says like, "Yo, this is the one we've been waiting for." The tension in this room is thick. I mean, it is super thick. I almost said something, but thank God for wisdom. Anyway, but I'm kind of in the back, and I see you sit. I see, Verb come in, sits down, you sit down. I look away for a second. Next thing I know, I see y'all getting closer and closer and closer, and I'm like, oh my God, like, is this the night that I'm going to have to like get in this? Is the fight going down? Because if so, let me take my glasses off, because it's going to be a tough battle, because there's nothing but Cardinal hats and Cardinal jerseys in this building. So I'm like, if only person you came with was me, B. Now, granted, the Drosy boys are in the building, so I'm pretty sure if it got it got there, they would have had your back too.
Yeah, Chad was there too.
I'm like, oh, shout out to Chad, man. Chad always holds us down when we're in ATL. But I just thought, like, this is the night. Like, this is like I'm gonna go back home and tell my wife, how did the event go? Well, hopefully you haven't looked at social media because the brawl broke out. But yeah, man. that was a crazy, like that, and just the feeling in the building when you two battle, like when Verb does a Showtime, and it sounded like a freaking war cry. Just like I said, man, the energy in that face-off and in the room for that battle, I don't know if I'll ever experience anything like that again. I don't, just because of the tension that was going on between you two and that had built for months.
On the night itself, they would not disappoint and would be a major reason on why Max Out 3 was considered Card of the Year. Both MCs would leave it all on the floor, and with A-Verb also playing his part, they would have a classic battle with award-winning Champions Moment of the Year for his opener in this match.
I said, yo, I gotta snap. Why risk the hustle? Mention a Big K battle if you want. You ever been in scuffles? I stood there and ain't flinch a muscle. Plus, everybody knows what happens after you get caught fighting the dog. Vic's in trouble. I ain't come down. They like, whoa, hey, they gave a white guy band. I'm about to make a cold play. I walk up on Vicky with the blicky. You don't say disrespect her black side. No way! What I'm gonna do to her white side? OJ! You know they had me locked in with Misfit. Then we had a quick switch and set the date. Scrap the old material. Nah, I peeped their similarities when they center stage. I mean, she needs help from Murder Ave. And you needed help just getting dressed today. Light skins that are aggressive and both need corset to show up in better shape. I put it.
I forgot about that line.
Sex sells. That's why she gets plates she don't deserve. I'm gonna repeat myself one time on stage because it's absurd. She basic with the words. It's the cakes that they observe. So of course her entire career is graded on a curve.
That first round is so nasty.
I'm on the road now. I got this queen in my rear view like, oh, wow. I'm looking out over the chrome crowd. I done switched the whole style. Because what y'all do when a Crown Vic is behind you? You slow down.
It's crazy.
I came to tell y'all favorite sucks. He soft as paper cuts. He be faking tough. Because when the wave asked for the fade, you tucked your tail and ran away from cuss. You were so scared to fight surf, even your guardian angel ducked. Oh! I said, let's talk a minute. You are blind and it's clear. That moment verse Hitman got you by for some years. Now no longer are you performing at the highest of tiers. But thank God you got a best friend who ride for you near. McCoy helped you get Lux, Mook, Suge. Hell, he's why you are here. You've been relying on a Big Gerald your entire career. This cat is a joke. Always mentioning race, guns, and drugs. That's the only context this brother shows. But it makes sense. He a cokehead. We know white lines, dollar bills, and up the nose. This brother's cold. This brother cold. Cokehead. I know technically you wish you could stop, but you is from Pagedale. You probably get that stuff at that good spot. I'm talking coke, so white. Apparently it's goods pop. He said he's from a Crip block. That's what he reppin'. Cut it out, baby. That's a C-section. This the opening the belly. You can bring weapons. RBE the Blue Room, where I beat legends. That's chain punching if y'all need lessons. It's the new. Because a Crip block is a C-section. A C-section's the opening the belly. And the opening the belly is a Blue Room. You've been a loser. I said you've been antagonizing me for months, right? Corny, and it's just sad. This my mother. Call me racist, thinking surely I'ma get mad. Let Verb tell it Christians can't use guns. They tell Bible stories, then they lift mags. My response, turn to Isaiah 57. Now turn to Glock 40 on your bitch ass.
I told him not to use that bar, by the way. Thank God he didn't listen to me.
In 2024, A-Ward is undeniably a top-tier name, and his achievements evidence this many times over. He has over 12 million views to date, with an average view count of over 133,000 views. This large viewership makes him the highest viewed battler from both Kansas City and Knoxville. Not an easy feat by any means, considering that the battle rap market in these cities are far smaller than the likes of Detroit, LA, New York, St. Louis, and Atlanta, amongst others. He is constantly recognized by leagues, fans, and media for his excellent work each year, as evidenced by him winning the KOTD's Battler of the Year award in 2019, and by also placing 10th, 20th, 5th, 10th, and 10th in Champion's annual Battler of the Year rankings in 2018, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, respectively. His catalogue houses many classic moments and battles, and if you were to ask 20 fans for their best moments or performances from him, you are sure to be guaranteed many different answers. As mentioned earlier, he would win Champion's Battle of the Year award in 2022 for his classic with Rum Nitty, which sits at just over 500,000 views. The following year, he would win the Moment of the Year for his Glock 40 line against Avert, with his Crown Vic line against Vixen coming in second. His creation of these moments and many more have led to him being listed on BET's Top 50 Battlers of All Time, another major recognition from a very established outlet. Although we tune in to see Ward's pen and crazy rebuttals in his matches, his opponents often rise to the occasion against him, and this gives the culture many classic battles. His high stock has led to him racking up a Hall of Fame worthy resume, which includes but is not limited to Charlie Clips, Ill Will, Tay Rock, Thesaurus, Ilmac, Geechee, Rum Nitty, QP, Arsenal, Soulcon, A-Verb, Reed Dollars, DNA, Cortez, Bill Collector, Big K, Danny Myers, Shotgun Shug, Bonnie Godiva, Real Sick, Sharon, Mad Flex, QB Black Diamond, Real Deal, Frack, O-Red, Vixen the Assassin, Rosenberg Raw, Excel, Nestle, Emerson Kennedy, and Chef Trez, amongst many others.
All right, so we only got 5 minutes left here.
Yeah.
Like, that's when you look at this resume with these names, like what comes to mind when you look at this resume and you see all these names of current stars, legends, Mount Rushmore MCs? Like, what do you think when you see this?
Like, where did the time go, bro? Like, this is like I've been doing it now for 9 years. September 22nd, 2015 was my first battle, so a little over 9 years. And, you know, like people always say, like, oh, he battles a bunch of nobodies. It's like, look at this right here. I mean, this is probably a good 30 names, easy, you know? And, you know, I didn't even start battling any of these names until 2016, 17. So, you know, in 7-8 years, you know, I'm battling 4 or 5 legendary type names a year. You know, it's just kind of wild. And then just to be able to just to be able to look at that list and say, I've really got out of all of it unscathed, you know, like, I mean, yeah, whether you got me losing to Ilmac or Big K or something like that, like there's a lot of classic battles, a lot of wins, a lot of opponents that are legendary opponents that have taken me very, very seriously and tried to kill me. And man, just try to put the work in, man. This is wow. Add Hollow to the Dawn to that, you know. You can add Hollow to it. We just battled Hollow last weekend, and then when you just look up there and you say Hollow, Clips, Thesaurus, Ilmac, Arsenal, Reed Dollars, like, bro, these are like the creators of battle rap. These are like Mount Rushmore, you know what I mean? Like, and then all the other legends and first ballot Hall of Famers as well. So
yeah, for sure. All right, let's get through this last couple of minutes.
These matches have gone down on a plethora of historic cards that Ward has been a part of, including but not limited to the Riot's Monopoly 2, KOTD's Massacre 6, RBE's Divide and Conquer, The Riot's Came Bearing Gifts, Caskets or Classics 2 from Queen of the Ring, KOTD's Blackout 8, RBE's Max Out 1, 2, and 3, KOTD's World Domination 6, Chrome 23's I Do What I Want card, and the Anniversary card, KOTD's Blackout 7, Ganic vs Gully 1 and 2, World Domination 7, Town Business 1 and 2, iBattles Culture 5 and 6, KOTD's Decade, and GTX's Battle of the Bay 10 card, amongst many others. In his almost decade in the game, he has travelled much more than your average battler, and can list many cities as places he has been paid to battle in, including, but not limited to, LA, Toronto, London, New York, Atlanta, Cleveland, Australia, Chicago, Alaska, Philadelphia, Washington, Oakland, Florida, Richmond, New Jersey, Utah, St. Louis, Flint, Detroit, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Nashville, and of course, Kansas City, amongst many others. In his travels, he has left a mark with classic showings on almost every major league in the culture, including the likes of RBE, King of the Dot, Queen of the Ring, Chalked Out, Bar Wars, The Riot, GTX, iBattle, Rap Grid, Chrome 23, Gates of the Garden, Battle Academy, Houston Barcode, Wartown, Mike Masters, and of course, The Connects, amongst many others. In 2024, he is continuing to add to his stellar career with great showings against Tay-Rock, Gage, Thesaurus, and Bonnie Godiva already under his belt, and he still has a bucket list match with Hollow the Don lined up for October, and a long-awaited showdown versus Av in November. Once those matches are completed, A-Ward will have over 70 battles to his name. Despite this, he still has plenty of matches left to explore, versus names such as New Jersey Twerk, Sue Surf, Jackboy Maine, Calico, King Los, JC, Jazz the Rapper, Coffee Brown, Mike P, Chess, Fonz, Swamp, T-Top, and Serious Jones, amongst many, many others. In some of these hypothetical matchups, Ward may go on to debut on the handful of big leagues that he is yet to appear on, including Don't Flop, Bullpen, Premier Battles, We Go Hard, UW, and, of course, URL. Addressing the elephant in the room, I don't think you'll find a battle rap fan that doesn't want to see A-Ward debut on the URL stage. And to be honest, it is surprising that despite 6 attempts, this still has not managed to happen. A-Ward, to his credit, has still built a Hall of Fame worthy career despite never touching a URL stage, and this is largely due to him working on his craft and also building a huge buzz and profile that forced many of the top names to match up with him on stages outside of the URL. In my opinion, himself, Ilmac, and Shotty Horror remain as the last 3 big top tier talents that are active and are still yet to appear on a URL stage. Wishful thinking leads me to believe that this will happen this year or next, but regardless of if it does or doesn't, A-Ward can still look back on and continue to look forward to a successful career that has not only allowed him to put on for Kansas City and Knoxville, but probably most important to the man himself is the opportunities that battle rap has given him to spread the good word and ministry to those that need it the most. Salute to A-Ward, and do remember, God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting the channel by checking out our Buy Me a Coffee page at www.buymeacoffee.com/Rap Redux. This definitely helps the channel continue to run and is hugely appreciated. Let me know your thoughts on A-Ward's career below, and stay tuned for the last drop of the year coming very soon. And with that, until next time, peace.
Yo,
super fire.
Man, let me clap it up, man. Clap it up, yo. Like, shout out to Rap Redux, man. Again, like, I would love to have you on the show at some point to just talk about not only this, but the work you've done, your process, and putting this all together, man. Like, I think it is very dope. This was very again very well done, and I'm pretty sure the time and dedication, because I'm assuming you're watching countless hours of interviews, countless hours of note taking. If you're not reaching out to anyone, like, hey, yo, again, salute to you, salute. That was great. Again, it is Buy Me a Coffee. Let me go back here a little bit. Let me see if I can pull this back up. buymeacoffee.com/Rap Redux to salute, show some love. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the notification bell as well for their channel so you can make sure you're in tune. Also, social media, Rap Redux on Twitter, all one word. And then on Instagram, Rap_Redux. Go support and follow as well so you can be in tune with all the latest content and drops they got, man. Like, once again, salute, man, for real.
Yeah, I definitely want to thank everybody too in the chat. Cannon in the chat, AK in the chat, Natasha, Marvin in the chat. I think
Cash I just see Cash pulled up.
Cash pulled up.
Homie Ricky.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody. Nate, everybody.
And homie Robert is watching, man. He works with, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. I'm sure my mama in the chat watching. France pulled up, man. It's super dope, man. Like I said, man, to have somebody like, spend hours of their day, like devoting to like putting something like that together, like, man, that's just, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, man. So I'm gonna go to that website and donate, figure out how I can, donate to that, the cause. I appreciate you keeping battle rap alive in this way, you know what I mean? And with documenting things and stuff like that. Yeah, man, let's let's do our best to not battle 21 times next year. And only
you say that. You say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you say that, but then, it's funny. Like, that was one of the ways we try to keep you humble, is making fun of you for, your intro. Shout out to your battle versus Ratchet Rico that just dropped. But like, when he talks about, people tell me I battle too much, his friends are telling him, hey, bro, like.
Well, if there's one more battle that might get booked for this year, and if that's the case, then I would have done 19 this year. That's a lot.
Saying.
That's a lot. But
but again, so salute to you and the work that you've done, man. Because again, like, if anyone has earned the right to phone it in, if anybody's earned the right to be like, man, you just gonna get a C- award, a D+ award, you have earned that right, and yet and still, every time your mindset is, look, I get the chance to travel the world, meet new people, and I get to perform at the highest level. And you do that every time. So, man, salute, man. Salute. We appreciate y'all, man. That's our time for tonight. Once again, want to just shout out one more time. I'm gonna go, when you get a chance, just go to the comments. There are certain comments I'm not putting on the screen. Just when you get a chance, just go read the comments. There are some from Canon that you do need to read. I'm
just appreciative of Rap Redux this week, man. This is what I needed for a podcast. I did not need to talk about any sports that happened last weekend. This is well timed. And I do appreciate it.
Listen. I'm gonna do a show Thursday. So if y'all want to pull up, I'm doing the show Thursday. It might be just about 30 minutes. I am gonna talk sports because there are some things that happened this week that we want to get into. The upsets in college football being one of them. NFL and NBA is getting ready to kick off, and game 5 of Sun and Lynx going down, I think, tomorrow. So anyway, that's our time. We appreciate y'all once again. Shout out to Rap Redux. We appreciate the work that you've done. Salute. Please go support their channel. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars. Hit the likes, subscribe, leave a comment. You can also check us out Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Brains and Bars, all one word. For those of you who were in the chat, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so when we go live or when we drop new content, you can tap in. Please share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's those guys again. And until next time, it's been a black
and white
thing, man. We'll holler at y'all. Good night. Thank y'all for tuning in with us, and we'll holler at y'all Thursday or see you when I see y'all.
Deuces, y'all.